What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go through a PC build. Now, this PC that we're about to build was built on stream. It was live on Twitch. I built it with my wife. It was her PC that we were building, actually. Alright, so I'm taking the recording from that and trying to make it into a video for you guys. So I apologize for the quality of video. It's going to be in and out of good and bad. I think so. I don't know. Hopefully you guys like it though. But with that said, let's get to the video. Alright, so the CPU of choice today is the Ryzen 5 3600. It is a very popular CPU with a great price point. It's a 6-core 12-thread CPU that's able to handle gaming, streaming, editing, at a budget of course, and it works just so great. The motherboard of choice for today is the B550 Aorus Elite V2. Now we went with the B550 because it's a great board. It just came out recently and it's going to give us that early step into PCIe Gen 4 for future upgrades. The GPU of choice, the 1660 Super. Now we got the Zotac Gaming Edition. Now for the price it's going for, it's a really great card for 1080p gaming. The storage of choice is the Adata XPG SX8200 Pro. Now this is a 512GB SSD. It's going to be enough space for some games and of course your Windows OS. And if you want to upgrade, you can always add more later on. Now the RAM of choice, the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. 32GB at 3200 MHz. It's going to be a great pairing for the Ryzen 5 3600 CPU. Now the CPU cooler of choice is the NZXT Kraken X53. Now this is a 240mm AIO water cooler. It's going to keep the CPU nice and cool. Now the case we're going with today is the H510 by NZXT. It's a small compact mid-tower case. It's going to look really nice and really clean. So to power the whole system, we've gone with a Silverstone 650W power supply rated at 80+ gold. Now after unboxing your motherboard and your CPU, you want to line up the CPU with the motherboard itself by lining up the golden arrow with the arrow on the motherboard. Open the lever, drop the CPU in place, give it a slight wiggle and lock it back in. The CPU is installed. Now to install the M.2 SSD, you want to remove the heatsink from the M.2 slot, unscrew the M.2 screw, line up the notch on the N.2 with the motherboard, slot it in place at an angle, and secure it down. Don't forget to peel off the protective layer on the thermal pad. Next, you want to install the RAM. Line up the notches just like the M.2 with the motherboard. Slot in place and with 2 thumbs, even pressure on both ends, pushing down. You should hear a click. So because our cooler has its own mounting screws, we have to remove the brackets off the motherboard and install the screws that come with the NZXT AIO. Now that our motherboard is done, we want to place it in the case. So we want to line up the I/O shield with the empty slot in the back of the case. Ensure all 9 screws are lined up. Now at this point we're installing the fans. Now when installing fans, don't forget to route the cables the right way towards the back. Now while we're here, we're going to install all the front I/O panel connectors. The USB 3, the USB-C, the HD audio, and the power button. Now with the H510, the front bracket is removable. This allows us to install the AIO first outside of the case. Once you've decided your orientation for the AIO, secure the radiator to the bracket. Now in this case we're using RGB fans. We want the fans to show on the inside of the case. Now placing the bracket back into the case, run the cables to the open slots available, slide the bracket back in and secure it back with the 2 thumb screws. Apply a rice-sized grain of thermal paste. Now because we've used this AIO before, it does not have the plastic shield. Do not forget to remove it if it's a brand new AIO. Now secure the pump head with the 4 thumb screws, just to hold it in place. Do not tighten just yet. Now with a screwdriver, slowly tighten the 4 screws in a crisscross pattern. So with the power supply we have, it's a fully modular design. This allows us to choose the cables we need and keep the ones we don't. Now place the power supply into the case with the fan face down and secure them with the 4 screws. Now the RGB fans that we have are the Deepcool CF120 Plus. In the box itself, it does come with a fan hub and an ARGB control hub. Now we're able to connect 4 fans to the PWM hub and also connect 4 fans to the RGB hub. Now before installing the GPU, line it up with the motherboard to ensure which PCIe bracket needs to be removed. Now to install the GPU, line it up with the motherboard and push firmly downward. Once secure, secure it with the last 2 screws. Now with just some cable management, you're done. There you have it guys, that's the PC we built. Hope you guys like it. If you guys have any questions about today's build, be sure to leave a comment down below. I will put the names of all the parts that we use in today's build in the description. And as always, if you guys like the video, leave a like and subscribe. Until the next one, take it easy.